guys, and welcome back to the channel. This is an extension on the thread I had made on Twitter or X. These are forwards for under £3 with relatively low L15s that you can use in cap 240 modes. Anyway guys, we start off with Willian Jose, the Brazilian striker for Real Betis. Feels like he's been around for an absolute age, obviously being 32, probably has been. Like I said, plays for Real Betis. Real Betis themselves are sitting currently 5th, I think, 7th place. They have some nice favourable fixtures against Sparta, Almira, obviously not Madrid, potentially Rangers, especially being at home. So obviously you've got those game weeks to really utilise. Within the last 3 months, in the games he has started, as you can see here, he has started in 8 games and has scored 4 goals. So obviously he's scoring a goal every second appearance. AA, obviously nothing to really be, wowed about, but yeah, last 3 months 4.7 and 5 respectively in the last 3 and the last month. So you can see here, as I said, from the last 3 months he's been picking up some more game time, picking up a bit of form, and Real Betis have been on a big streak as well, so they've done really well recently. Obviously within regards to his utility, you've got the Europa League, you can always use him in as well. You can see here from the last time he played against Aris here, he got 45 10 AA, not too bad, away from home. Again, he isn't going to be somebody who's going to absolutely wow you. He isn't somebody who's going to be scoring hat tricks or getting a stupid high score. I'm just going off the value, and in regards to that, there's £2.42 for someone who plays for Real Betis. I think is quite decent value, and obviously someone who seems to be starting. In regards to his competition around the place as well, there's more or less wingers within here apart from Borja, Iglesias. Jose Perez I would see as more as a cam or wide player. As you can see here, he's been playing left attacking midfielder, so not someone who's going to be replacing Willian Jose at any given point. So yeah, £2.42. His L15 is at 44. It doesn't look like he's going to be starting this particular game week, which is fine, which would have been too late by the time this video came out anyway, but he is a starter in La Liga. Almira is a good one to play against him. He may play against Rangers depending on what this Sparta result ends up being, but in which case you can still definitely use him. He's got some nice game ups coming up. Girona, a good team, but they do concede lots, so I can see it being like a 3-2 or something like that to either or team. But L15 of 44 for a striker who seems to be starting, £2.42. Again, make sure to do your own research, guys. Yeah, £2.42 is Willian Jose for you. Again, there's a little extension I've got from the X thread. I was going to put this guy in that thread, but I thought I'd save him to this video because I like the look of him so far. We've got Mamadou Sylla, plays for Jonesy's Real Valladolid. In regards to his scores, again, £2.90. In regards to his scores, you can see from the last 3 months when he's actually been properly playing and not been DMPing or sub appearances. If we just go off that basis, from the times he's been starting, he's had 6 goal involvements with 5 goals and 1 assist in the past 11 games where he has started. So yeah, Valladolid themselves are quite a good dominant team within La Liga 2. As you can see here, they're currently sitting 3rd, just behind me boys Gijon. So yeah, I like the look of this guy. L15 is at 45, £2.90 as well, is coming down in price a little bit as well. Obviously, what you've got to take in consideration, guys, is that there is a big break, as you can see here, for most leagues, apart from I think it's Turkish League and the Scottish League, who have a lot lesser break. Between game weeks 434 and 441, obviously you've got a lot of game weeks there to sort of wait for. That's 7 game weeks in total, not weeks, game weeks. But as you can see, obviously from him, when he scores quite well. He has potential of a 97, as you can see here, near enough 100, 16 AA in a 3-2 win against Mirandes with the 2 goals and an assist. And even after that game, pretty much he's getting a shot on target on every particular game. It doesn't seem to be not getting the shot on target, as you can see all here, apart from the latest result against Huesca. But yeah, he definitely seems someone solid. That's Mamadou Sylla, 45, L15 again at £2.90. Again, do your own research, but I definitely think this guy may be worth a pickup. Levante next, quite difficult. Omar Brieta, that's going to be, I think that should be an easy win, and Villarreal and potentially Racing Ferrol as well. So they've got some good favourable fixtures. I can see him scoring at least 2, maybe 3 in the next 3 to 4 game weeks. But again, I'll leave that up to you to decide, and let's see how he gets on. Got me boys, Sporting Gijon. I've got Juan Otero, the striker for, as I said, Sporting Gijon, the Colombian striker, playing really well so far this season. Has slowed down a little bit, had a little bit of like a stump here. He's sort of going down a little bit in regards to his form, but nevertheless, I mean, he's still playing all right with decent AA scores as well. The last 3 months 6.3, but the last month 9.1. So he's progressively getting a bit better. As I showed you from Valladolid earlier, you've got Gijon here who are just above them in goal difference, plus 8 goal difference on top of Valladolid, and only 4 points behind Legans in first place. Like I said, he seems to be slowing down a little bit in regards to his goal contributions. Doesn't pick up the worst AA, obviously not the best, but definitely not the worst. You can see here 3 goals in the last 13 starts he's had, but from when you see his year to date, obviously from the past of last season, he's definitely capable of hitting those highs, especially some like a nice dark green there, only hitting it once, mind you, yes, but definitely hitting the greens. He's no stranger to it, so that is not bad at all for a player who is in second place with his current team, and is also only £2.74 with an L15 of 47. I believe in Cap 240 mode, you get a rough sort of like, I think it's 48 points between each player to be able to reach that Cap 240 mode within that cap mode. So again, he's under that sort of threshold, as you will. But yeah, £2.74, relatively cheap at the moment. Definitely someone I would pick up. Obviously I picked him up because I've got a Gijon stack, but yeah, £2.74 is not too bad at all. So we go to France and we go to Brest, and there's Jeremy Lee Douaron. This one's a bit of a weird one here, because from last season, as you can see here, he did really well, and I had him in my amateur team and everything like that. And the start of this season, as you see from game week 397, had a good start of the season right there, like first game, and then sort of just been up and down, up and down, up and down. Seems to be getting the minutes, so it's not like he's, you know, sub appearances or anything like that, but he's definitely capable of hitting those high scores. Whether or not he continues it, obviously that's the risk you take, but at £1.77 I don't think is that big of a risk, especially when you can't really ignore scores as like this. Obviously, yes, again, he's not exactly, you know, hitting 80s and above, but he's definitely capable of getting amongst those decisives and some decent AA as well from time to time. He's not known so much for decent AA, especially in the last 3 months, -1, which is terrible. The last month, 3. But in regards to maybe his AA a year ago, again, 3.3. So he's not a person you want to be, all right, okay, I think this guy can do well against his team if he scores regardless or not. He's obviously going to be a player that is decisive heavy. Most strikers are, to be fair to you. Even someone like Erling Haaland is decisive heavy, doesn't get particularly good AA, but just scores the goals. It's very similar to Jeremy here, and he has got some good favourable fixtures coming up as well. As you can see here, got Clermont, Metz, Nantes, Lorient and Montpellier, who I believe are all in the bottom half of the table. So yeah, like I said, you've got Metz, Brest is sitting 7th, then you've got Nantes hitting 11th, you've got Montpellier who is 14th, you've got Lorient who is 16th, Clermont who is 17th. So again, like I said, he's got some good favourable fixtures coming up, and who knows, if he scores, maybe that is like a sort of Marcus Rashford effect. As soon as he scores, he's sort of like, you know, going to play really well and build up his confidence back. But Brest, I mean, they're not doing terribly in regards to scoring. 14 in 12 and conceding 14, relatively boring. But yeah, obviously not something amazing, but who knows, as I said, with this next run of games they have, they could well score 2-3 goals a game, potentially. And as you can see here, in regards to Brest, their last recent 3 losses in the last 5 games have been against Lille, PSG and also Monaco as well. So again, nothing to be sniffed at. The draw was against Toulouse, who are a very up and down team at the moment, and the last win was against Montpellier, who is again in the bottom half of the table. So if Brest do well against the bottom half of the table against someone like Montpellier, who knows what they can potentially do against a Lorient, Clermont, etc. So we go to League 2 in obviously France, and we're going to Yassin Maubou for Ajaccio. He's playing is a right mid at the moment, has a forward card, seems to only have a forward card, and he had £2.58 also. L15 and 49, I believe he's one of the highest in the list of this video, and also including the thread that I made on the X channel. So again, why I've chosen this fella is because in the last 9 games he's had 4 goal contributions, that's 3 goals and 1 assist, and that's just all within the last 3 months, so it's not too shabby for somebody playing at right mid. In regards to sort of AA scoring he can do in the last 3 months is 9.2, and then the last month has been 12.4, so it's steadily been growing. He also looks like he loves a nice little home game, as you can see here from this scoring matrix in the last 3 months. And that being said, they're against Angers next, Laval, and also have Valencians, also all at home. As you can see here from the flash score home form, Ajaccio actually sitting, if it was just purely based off home form, Ajaccio will be sitting second in the table, just underneath Angers. In regards to Angers themselves, playing away from home, they are sitting 7th. So again, I can definitely see someone like this doing really well against them, just scoring. As you can see here, he's just more of a steady Eddie in regards to that. He's not going to reach 90s or 100s, unless you're lucky, of course. But yeah, it's getting some decent AA alongside his scoring decisiveness. And as you see here, they love to look like they're scoring at least 2 goals for each particular game week. And also, Ajaccio is sitting 7th in the table, Angers 2nd, Laval 1st. Again, that's going to be a difficult game. But they could well maybe do it again, especially that they're going to be at home also. And also then, as like I said, they play at home at Valencians, who are 20th as well, so rock bottom in the league. So again, could well get a couple of goals in that particular fixture also. But yeah, £2.58, L15 of 49. Like I said, it is relatively high. It's sort of, I want to keep 48 or lower, so it's not exactly breaking the bank in regards to your cap points, but I'm sure you can maybe subsidize it with somebody else who has maybe a lower L15 than you would particularly use also. So I've got a player here who comes with a little bit of risk at £1.77, could well be worth the risk, but I'll leave that to you to decide. This is Can Kelly's, plays for Fatih in the Turkish league. The risk is this, so obviously he's got a 6% chance of starting. In regards to his scores recently, I mean, he's picking up some good form, so there's no reason why he should be dropped. He's got 3 goal contributions in the last 3 games, which is solid, especially for a team like Fatih, who are the highest in the table. And if you see in regards to his obviously fixtures coming about now, it's Istanbulspor and Talyaspor, which would be the more difficult one, and Kayseri as well, and Galatasaray, probably get rid of that one and won't bother with that one, and Gaziantep. And then Samsunspor. So he's got some, like, 4 fixtures at least in there that he can score really decently in. It's just whether he starts or not. Like I said, back on Play Sharper here, the Play Sharper expert up here believes that Can Kelly's has a 6% chance of starting, with only Lasagna and Dursan having a 20% chance of starting over him. So I'm assuming he's under the assumption that because he's in good form, because he's under 23 and he's some sort of good, sort of project they could potentially keep on the left mid there, or the left wing. L15 of 48, £1.77, L5 of 57, so obviously shows the sort of form he's in at the moment. But you can see here, next 5 opponents scores 55, and next 15 scores opponent scores is 54, which is lovely and high, and something I definitely think you can utilise. And not only that, again, with Turkish league players alongside Scottish league players, they do have lesser winter break. As you can see here, from game week 3, 435 is only to 439, and it's pretty much that's the only sort of game week break they sort of have. So there is real winter break, as opposed to the Premier League and any other sort of leagues like Liga and Spanish La Liga and whatever. They have some long breaks. But yeah, I definitely think this is somebody worth picking up. Now, I believe he's going to start, so I will click that in my predictions there. Take that with a pinch of salt. I've more or less probably used Play Sharper. But again, because he's in good form, I see no reason why he should be dropped. I don't think he's been put in regards to injuries or taken over someone within that regard. I just think he's just been in and he's shown the place what he can do, and he seems to be sticking to that sort of to that job. So yeah, it's really good for him. £1.77, 48 L15, guys. Anyway, guys, that is the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. Again, please like, comment and subscribe to the channel. It would mean the world to me. That'd be brilliant. Share us to friends, family, anybody who wants to get into obviously NFTs or Sorare or football in general, who's an FPL user, potentially wants to get into Sorare, especially on a budget. So this is the X channel right here, guys, at Capital Sorare. The thread is here, haven't released it yet, but obviously it will be on the X channel alongside this video. So if you haven't seen the thread, but you hear the video, go check the thread out, definitely. But again, guys, that's all from me. Thanks so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Bye-bye.